Hi, this is Demola Owoyele. I welcome you to another life-changing episode of Leaders Arise. Thank you for always being a part of this broadcast, and I want to appreciate you for always following. And I believe today's episode will be a blessing to you once again. I want to welcome you, and I hope that you will really get blessed. Today, I want to continue our discussion on the power of decision with this title, Making Destiny Decisions. And that was where we began, or we rounded up at the last episode, talking about destiny decisions. I made you to understand that there are some decisions that carry eternal consequence, or will I say eternal implications on our lives. And while there are some decisions that only have to do with today, should I eat fried rice or eat pounded yam? It's not a destiny decision. Should I put on a native dress or put on a formal wear, maybe a suit and tie and all of that? It's not a destiny decision. But there are some decisions that carry eternal consequence. I've chosen to call such decisions destiny decisions. But don't forget that the last episode, I made you understand that ultimately, every decision you take will impact your life one way or the other. But our emphasis and focus today is to look at those decisions that you must not joke with. Those decisions that you need to think about their eternal implications before you go ahead and make such decisions. So I've called them destiny decisions. And that's the title of my sharing today, Making Destiny Decisions. It's my hope and prayer that you'll be greatly blessed and impacted as we learn together on this episode of Leaders Arise. Now, I want to just mention and teach around one of several destiny decisions that you have got to take. And in the next and subsequent episodes, I would be expatiating on other destiny decisions. And I want to call it the decision about location, where to stay. I know I touched on that a bit last episode, but today I want to ensure that I discuss it in a more elaborate fashion or manner. The decision about location. Let me say it very quickly that the question of where to stay must not be taken irrationally. The question of where to stay is a destiny decision. So let me begin by saying to us that according to scriptures, the Lord sets our boundaries, our bound, and determine where each one of us will stay according to his eternal plan and purpose. Now, listen to me very attentively, because I want to say a few things that you might have to meditate on very well if you want to get the best out of today's broadcast. Let me repeat what I said again. God, by his providence, sets our boundaries or our locations, all right, according to his own plans and purpose for our lives. Number one. Number two, the way God sets our boundaries and location is in such a way that for some of us, where we stay part-time, will not be permanent. God, in his providence, set where you begin your journey from, and in that consideration, as you journey in life, he also makes provision for movement. Look at the life of Jesus, for instance. There was movement. Take the life of Moses, for instance. There was movement. And of course, take the life of Joseph, for instance. There was movement. So it stands to reason that in some cases, it is not where you started from that you are going to continue from, or even ended in. And that also means that as you make decisions on where to stay part-time, you have got to be in alignment with the plans and the purpose of God for your life. So there is a factor of God in determining where we would stay part-time. The third thing I want to emphasize today is that where a lot of us began from was not our making or our choice. Where our parents decided to settle greatly impacted where you and I began from. Because as a baby or as a child, you did not have opportunity to decide where you would stay. While there are some circumstances also that influenced where we will stay. For example, Esther lost her parents at a very tender age. She needed to relocate to her uncle's place. And that impacted her destiny in a very great way. Alright, so this was circumstance that actually influenced where Esther ended up staying and fulfilling her destiny. In the book of Ruth, you look at Naomi, you look at Elimelech, you look at Ruth, you see the factor of location in what they eventually became as far as their destiny was concerned. And that's the third point I want to share, that there are some circumstances that influence where people stay. There are some look at the story of Jesus, for instance. They needed to relocate because of census. At a time, they needed to relocate because of the threats from the king in those days. For Moses, he needed to relocate. Quite a number of people needed to relocate. Some of them were circumstantial. And I want to discuss two types of circumstances that influence where people stay. Divinely orchestrated circumstances and humanly orchestrated circumstances. Divinely orchestrated circumstances are the ones that are influenced by God. And that one will show up bet your destiny. While there are some humanly orchestrated circumstances that there was not God. It was just the ignorance or limitedness of knowledge from our parents that instigated or influenced that kind of movement or that kind of settlement. Why some is because of some other circumstances. Even though I know that God is able to use whatever circumstance that surround our life to bet His purpose for us, but as destiny-minded people, we have to be sure that whatever circumstance is playing out before us is in line with the plan and purpose of God for our lives. And that will lead me to the fourth point, that as we begin to grow up in life and in pursuit of destiny, you have got to take ownership as far as the decision of where to stay is concerned. When I hear young people talk, they will say, I want to stay so place because my parents said. And I said, well, thank God for your parents, thank God for their parenting and their oversight on your life for years. But a point will come in your life that you have got to make your own decision. Remember, at the age of 40, maybe, or thereabouts, Moses decided that he won't continue to stay in the palace of Pharaoh. I could say that it was the parent of Moses that decided where Moses was to stay. Remember, at the age of 3 months, he was put on the river. The daughter of Pharaoh picked him up and began to nurse him as his own son. So I see the element of God anyway in that circumstance. But a point came for Moses that when he outgrew that location, it is possible for you to outgrow a location. That doesn't mean you are bigger than the other location, but that actually means that the program of God for your life is done as far as that location was concerned. Or there is a dimension of your life that needs to open up, but that location will not allow it to open up. And that was what happened to Moses. And Hebrews chapter 11 recorded that by faith, Moses, when he was come of age, decided not to be called any longer the son of Pharaoh's daughter, but he chose the affliction or the suffering, of the reproach of Christ better than the goodies of Egypt. I'm just paraphrasing that scripture in Hebrews chapter 11. So Moses came to a point that he needed to decide for himself based on the revelation of divine purpose for his life. And that is a juncture that all of us must actually come to. Don't forget, we all started life not having an input as to where we will stay. Our parents decided that. Circumstances decided that, and a few other matters that sometimes or most times are beyond our control. But a point must come in your life that you need to grow up, or that you grow up in maturity and in understanding of divine plan and purpose, and you get to decide based on that understanding and revelation where you will stay in life. And if you have not woken up to that reality, I can guarantee that your destiny has not come up to a point that you can fulfill it vitally. Don't just coast along in life. That you are born and brought up in Lagos, in Akure, in Kigali, all right, in wherever part of the world, does not mean that that is where you are supposed to stay forever. That you are born in Nigeria does not mean that you will live and die in Nigeria. I know there is a myth around, making people feel that, well, you can be born in Nigeria, but God says, no, you will not live the bulk of your life in Nigeria. We have a lot of people who have that same story. They were given birth to in a country like ours, and at their very tender age or in their teenage year, they moved to another continent, and that is where they stayed till they died. All right, while there are some that are going to be in Nigeria or in wherever part of the world, and that is where they are going to live and stay till they die. But the question is, do you have a divine revelation as to where you are supposed to stay? All right, whether you are supposed to remain where you are, or you are supposed to make a shift to another location, or you are supposed to move from one location to another. Because there are some of us that will not stay in one or two places till we die. We are going to stay in a few places. And while there are some people, like I said, that will stay in one place, and that will be where they will stay till they die. Now, the crux of our discussion today is to experiment or examine. I think examine is the right word. That factor that must influence your choice of location. I know we are in an age where people choose location based on a lot of factors, chiefest of which is economy. People choose a place that is flowing with milk and honey. People choose a place because the pasture over there appears green. People choose a place based on where the job is. People choose a place where the technological advancement is. People choose a place where the developmental progress is most visible. As wonderful and as important as that kind of choices or those kinds of choices are, it is important that we align them with God's overall plan and purpose for our lives. I dare to tell you today that your life is more than economy. Excuse me. Your life is more than economy. Your life is more than technological advancements. Now, don't get me wrong. Those factors are very important. But it's a factor of preservation. There is a factor of training and development for destiny. There is a factor of human relationships and connections that God has ordained for you that may have little or no respect for technological advancement or economy. There is a factor, all right, of problem solving, calling, destiny, ministry that you need to factor in as far as your choice of location is concerned. So my emphasis in today's episode of Leaders Arise is to let you know that the choice of where to stay is a destiny decision that must not be subject to economy, must not be subject to where the pasture appears green or greener, that must not be subject to what looks juicy, that must not be subject to technological advancement or what have you, but must be subject to the revelation of your divine purpose and destiny. I would have to submit at this juncture that this kind of teaching may not be common. In fact, I looked through the internet today and I began to see schemes coming up, trainings and programs. Or now you can leave your country to Canada, leave your country to US and what have you. While I support the righteous move, the righteous venture of those who are leading such trainings, I will just have to put a caution for somebody out there that as much as it's important you seek opportunities, see greener pastures, see where your destiny and your potentials and your skill will gain relevance. May I encourage you that you check it out with God. Listen to me. Not every travel is ordained for you by God. I know you hate to hear that. And I want to appreciate those who are coming up with such training. They are doing their best with the limit of the call of God or their life, their ambition, their vision. They are doing a great job. Somebody needs to hear what they have to say to receive the needed impetus or boost to move, because they actually needed to move. But guess what? Not everybody has to move. I know you hate to hear that. And I'm not saying that as a patriotic Nigerian. I'm saying that as a kingdom person. I'm saying that as a man of destiny. I'm saying that as somebody that God has entrusted to our generation, the message of destiny. That as important as all of those travel training, how to relocate to Canada, to America, to South Africa, to what have you, how you can get good jobs, how you can leave this shithole that they say, how you can get out of an unemployment in Nigeria, some other part of the world, to get to a place where you can get good jobs, where you're secure, your future will be secured and all of that. Like I said, I'm not antagonizing those moves, but I'm saying, as a man of destiny, you need to think beyond all of those. Those trainings are at best meant for people who have a sense of destiny to move out of their location. That training is not for everybody, even though everybody should take advantage of that training so that they can learn, their horizon can be broadened. But as you undergo such training, check within your heart, check within your spirit that you have an open door to go to America or Canada does not mean that God wants you there. I know you hate to hear what I am saying today, and I beg to say it again. Not all open doors are your door. The fact that you attended such training and you were granted the visa, now you are in Canada, does not mean that God wants you there. But let me reiterate what I said again. I am not against those who are coming up with such training. In fact, I will encourage as many people in my sphere as possible to be a part of such training. But I will put a caution there that while you attend such trainings for exposure, to broaden your knowledge, to know what it takes to move, if you have to move and when you have to move, you will do well by checking with your heart. You will do well by checking with your spirit. You will do well by checking with what God told you, all right, about your destiny. Because in this kingdom, we don't move based on circumstances. We don't move based on what our sight can see. Don't forget, 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7 says, we walk by faith and not by sight. We walk by a sense of divine revelation, not by what we see around. So after you have ascertained the will of God for you, as far as your location is concerned, then you need training, you need exposure, you need understanding on how to get into such places. But having such training is not enough. You must check with your heart to be sure that God will really have you embark on such journey. Remember, in the book of Ruth, that Elimelech, or what is his name, the husband of Naomi, also took such a move because there seemed to be famine in Bethlehem, and he decided to relocate just to seek greener pasture. And that ended his life, that ended the life of his two sons, and that almost ended the life of his wife and his daughter-in-laws. But thank God for mercy. Thank God for sense that came upon Naomi that says, I've got to return back to my base. My husband took a wrong decision to have relocated us out of our base, thinking that we'll have it better in another location. But now that everything has gone down, I seem not to have made any headway. I've got to return to my location. Let me just drop this thought with you as a roundup. Clarify with God where He will have you stay part-time. Because location is a destiny decision. God has planned that everything you need for life and godliness are tied to your choice of location. I hope this broadcast has been a blessing to you. Go right there and make this destiny decision. You will succeed. Bye for now.